Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Gwendolyn Sterk of Sterk Family Law, and I'm honored and privileged today to name our May not-for-profit Hero of the Month, and it's Chicago Christian Counseling Center, and I'm here with my good friend, Mel Jonkman. Welcome, Mel.
Hey, thanks, Gwen. Good to be here. Thanks for honoring us and featuring us this month.
Well, we appreciate it. So you can tell everybody a little bit about yourself and your position first at Chicago Christian Counseling Center.
Sure. I'm the executive director. I think I'm the fourth one. Chicago Christian Counseling's been around for so long that if you don't look back in all the old minutes, you kind of lose track of who's been doing what. But I believe I'm the fourth executive director in our 40-year history. So they tend to be pretty long positions. I'm now in my 10th year as the executive director. And the person, Bruce Friends, who preceded me, was in the position for 14 years. So together we've made up about half of Chicago Christian Counseling's existence.
There you go. And I know you've been a longstanding member of our resource center because we have a lot of referrals. So we want people to get to understand the organization. And first, if you can tell us a little bit about your history, it would be appreciated.
Sure. So Chicago Christian Counseling Center started as a combined effort between the Reformed and the Christian Reformed churches. There are groupings of churches in the Chicagoland area, and they felt way back in 1973 already that their pastors were being overloaded with counseling needs from the members of their congregations. So it started out ideally to be a pastoral care organization, but very quickly it became a professional Christian counseling organization, reaching out into the community, bringing on Christian therapists from all walks of life in terms of the church, Catholic therapists, Episcopalian therapists. I mean, as long as they're Christians, we will hire them and they will work for us. So we've been around since 1973. And our name, Chicago Christian Counseling, was a little bit of a misnomer at that time because we didn't have any locations in Chicago.
Yeah.
Probably 12, 14 years ago was the first time that we had a location actually in the city of Chicago.
Well, you grew into your name then, so to speak.
Yes, we
right?
did. Yes,
there you go. So what kind of services do you offer there?
We are primarily an outpatient mental health facility. We have a lot of different therapists who have a lot of different licenses and not really specialties, but we have licensed marriage and family therapists who tend to focus more on couples and marriage, licensed clinical social workers who also have that systems understanding, so work well with families. And really today, any license, schools are training students all to understand systems and how that impacts families and kids and parents. And so all of our therapists work well with families, individuals, couples.
Very good. Now, in addition to that individual therapy, do you offer any kind of programs or workshops, maybe a group setting, something of that nature?
So one of our therapists right now does a pre-marriage seminar on a Saturday. It's usually 6 hours. And he offers a marriage seminar the same way on a Saturday. Every other month, he will have those. And one of our therapists is working on getting a DBT group for teens.
And what is DBT for our audience?
Dialectical behavioral therapy.
And what does that mean?
Yeah, right. I'm not a therapist, so
there you go.
Some of those terms are a little bit strange to me, but so anyway, if people have an understanding of that or think they need that based on what their therapist has told them,
sure.
She is, that question kind of caught me off guard there, Gwen.
That's okay. I'm sure if somebody needs it, they're going to call you up. Right.
Exactly. Yeah. So she's looking to start that, and it would be via telehealth. So the young people don't need to be in Chicago where she is located. They can be anywhere in the Chicagoland area, Illinois, and connect with her group.
Very good. And do you offer at this time, I mean, we're really kind of hopefully at the end of the pandemic, but you offer both in-person and telehealth right now as through the individual therapist?
Yeah. Thankfully, the government did some good things at the beginning of the pandemic by encouraging insurance companies to open things up, and insurance companies did that on their own too, to make telehealth reimbursed at the same rate as in person. So I think primarily some of our therapists are 100% telehealth. Some of them are 100% in person. And really, it's been that way through the pandemic. You know, our therapists are like the general population. They all have different ideas about the pandemic and how to protect themselves. So we are starting to get back to more and more in person,
Okay.
but still are doing telehealth as well, which has been a benefit for many people.
Right. Now, I understand that Chicago Christian Counseling Center is a 501c3 not-for-profit organization. And how does that have an effect on the services that you render?
So one of the things that we do, we have a Stephen Fund that when there are clients that can't afford our services, we will underwrite some of the cost of that. We typically expect that they're going to contribute something, because we find that people, when they're paying something, are more invested in the process. So we do ask that they make some financial contribution to that, but then we underwrite the rest of the cost for those clients.
And for those individuals who have insurance, you also then apply the insurance as necessary as well, correct?
That's correct. We'll verify their benefits and then apply the insurance. We also have interns on staff, students that are in the process of becoming therapists. And those students see clients at a greatly reduced rate as well. So that's another way that we reach out into the community and provide services for people that are not able to otherwise enjoy our services.
Now, how can somebody get involved to help? You know, they're hearing, hey, I hear the history, I hear that it's Christian counseling, and, you know, I want to make a donation or I want to help in some way. What opportunities are there for the community, either for individuals or businesses, to get involved with your organization?
Yeah, primarily it's through donations. My office is located in Orland Park, and that's really the only place where we have an administrative office and team. So the other offices, there aren't really any opportunities for people to volunteer. And even in our office, because of HIPAA and all those kind of laws, it just makes it really hard to have people volunteer to help.
Sure.
So financially supporting the ministry and the Stephen Fund especially are ways that individuals and businesses can get involved.
Very good. You know, I know that we have supported from time to time, and you've had different scholarship programs when you can offer to help somebody get so many sessions of counseling.
Right.
And I know that those are good ways if somebody's thinking about how they can help somebody else. You know, as a result of the pandemic, have you seen an increase in traffic and people really suffering through this with mental health issues?
Very much so. Yep. Our waiting list right now is about 300.
Wow, that's the waiting list. That's
the
incredible.
waiting list. Yeah.
And where are your locations at? You know, you talked about Chicago, you talked about Orland Park. Where else are you located?
So right now we have locations in Plainfield, in Lombard, in Edgewater on the north side of Chicago. We're downtown in the South Loop area in a Regis office building on Roosevelt. We're in South Holland. We're in Schererville, Indiana, and we're here in Orland Park.
Wow, so it's a very broad spectrum area.
Yes.
You know. So if somebody wanted to reach out and say, you know, I want to get on that waiting list, Mel, I'm going to need services, what can they do?
So they can call our scheduling department, and we do, you know, the scheduling people will do an intake with them and determine the level of need. And so sometimes if it's a crisis and they really need to get in, we'll try to push them to the top of the list. But they would call our offices, 708-845-5500. Right now, we have 4 schedulers, but only one is in the office at a time. So everything is going to voicemail, but they will return the call within a day and get the intake done and determine the need. And if there are openings, plug them in.
Very good. And, you know, someone hears the name and they see the affiliation with Christian counseling. Is there something that you would say to people? Why should they come to your organization?
Well, so I know when they hear this coming from me, they're going to know that, or they're going to think that I'm biased. But The referrals that we get are from family and friends are about 35% of the work that we do, which is huge, which says that the people that are getting help from us understand that we're doing a good job and are able to help them. We also have a therapist that works in one of the insurance companies as a gatekeeper, which means that when a therapist reaches the end of the number of sessions that the insurance company allows, they have to call somebody to get approval for more sessions. And she says that when she deals with people outside our organization, the quality of the people within our organization stands out.
That's fantastic.
Yep. So I think we have great therapists who really know their stuff and do a great job.
Very good. You know, if you're listening today, we have had, like I said, Chicago Christian Counseling Center in our resource center for many years. We've had many clients go through your organization, and I heard the same thing, that they got a great supportive structure, you know, and I know that you do training and different things in the community, you know, and with your therapist to make sure that you're cutting edge in terms of knowing the various things that might impact the clientele that come through. So we really appreciate all the time, the effort, and the support that you give. And if you're in need of therapy and, you know, you heard about their Stephen Fund, you do need to invest. You need to have some kind of, you know, influx or input into your therapy, but there are options and there are available. There is hope out there. And if you're listening today and you don't know where to start, I think the message is call. Right?
Yeah, and I mean, there's research that shows even when you make that call and get on a waiting list, you do start to feel better. Your mental health improves. So that's a good first step, you know, if you want to gain some mental health.
Right. Stop being paralyzed. Stop feeling that you're stuck and do something to help yourself. That's our message today. We really appreciate all your efforts, Mel. Thanks for being with us. We appreciate it.
Gwen. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.